Tonight, though, the Hall welcomes as their second inductee an alumni member that might not be a household name to everyone, but has been a driving force for decades to make the Canucks Alumni Association one of the strongest and one of the most respected in all of the National Hockey League. Please take a look at the screens to learn more about the man they call Driller, Gerry Sillers.
For some, being inducted into a Hall of Fame is a once-in-a-lifetime achievement. But for our next inductee, twice is more than nice. Gerry Driller Sillers has been a part of the Vancouver Canucks family since the WHL championship season in 1968-69, and that team was honored by the BC Hockey Hall of Fame back in 2006. Sillers would go on to play 3 more seasons with the Canucks AHL affiliate, the Rochester Americans, before joining the Canucks alumni, and that is where his hard work and dedication will forever be remembered. In 1989, he became the president of the alumni, a position he held until his retirement in 2017 after 28 years leading the way. Over the years, the Canucks alumni has focused on promoting the game of hockey throughout BC while supporting youth, education, and benevolent causes. In 2015, Sillers, who was also a director and secretary-treasurer with the NHL alumni for 14 years, was honored by the NHL Players Association with the presentation of the NHL's 7th Man Award. Now, 3 years later, another honor for Sillers as he takes his place into the BC Hockey Hall of Fame.
Tonight, one of the all-time fan favorites of the Canucks and a BC Hockey Hall of Fame member, Harold Sneps, is with us to present our next inductee into the class of 2018. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Gerry Sillers.
Well, I always have to turn this down, but first of all, I want to congratulate the Burnaby Lakers on their induction tonight, and I know most of those guys, and I can imagine the stories that have been told over the last couple of days, and there's probably a few that shouldn't be told, but anyway, congratulations, gentlemen. I also want to congratulate all the other award winners, especially Willie and Scott, for their incredible careers, both on and off the ice, and their induction tonight is most deserving. So congratulations, gentlemen. Now, I must say I feel a little bit awkward up here and nervous because for 28 years I was always on the other side presenting the awards and the checks to charities and what have you, so please bear with me. But I do want to speak briefly about the long history and the very interesting beginning of the Canuck alumni. Back in the 1950s, there was some former Hall of Famers led by Fred Cyclone Taylor, Neil Colville, Clint Smith, and Walter Bay Pratt. And they decided to host a charity game at the Old Pacific PNE Forum. And the purpose of the game was to raise some money to assist the medical expenses for a former player's wife that was seriously ill. And the game was a big success, and they decided to hold the event every other year. Again, raising funds to assist former players that had fallen on difficult times, whether financial or medical. And in 1953, that same group incorporated a nonprofit society called the BC Hockey Benevolent Association. And later in 1960s, 70s, they sponsored a Canuck old-timers hockey team that was made up mainly of the former Western Hockey League players and other players living in the Vancouver area. And they would travel the province playing charity games, raising money for minor hockey and other deserving charities in those communities. As the NHL alumni, or NHL players retired and became important component or important part of the alumni and the nucleus of the alumni, it eventually was reorganized and renamed the Vancouver Canuck Alumni Association. So that's the long history, and over the years, the alumni has raised over almost $3 million in support of minor hockey, various charities, and several deserving youth charities. Canuck Place has been one of those charities, and has always had a special place in the heart of both the Vancouver Canucks and the alumni. And recently there was a new hospice built out in Abbotsford, and to serve those families, in the Fraser Valley and other parts of the province. And in support of the Dave Letty House, the alumni donated $75,000 to finish and furnish an amazing recreation room to be enjoyed by the children and their families. And it's named, it's in the name of the Canuck alumni, which is awesome. Also last year, the Canuck alumni presented a brand new passenger van to Canuck Place, all decorated in Canuck colors and logos, including the inspirational words, "Live in this moment." And that's something that we could all take a lesson from. Also, for many years, the alumni has been a big supporter of the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Vancouver. And a few years ago, with the help of the NHL Players Association and Planet Ice in Coquitlam, the alumni founded a boys and girls hockey program. And a group of young boys and girls were fully equipped, including skates, and were provided weekly ice time with Canuck alumni instruction. And a couple of years ago, the Great Pacific Forum in Delta came on board, and with additional ice time. And now today the group is over 60 young kids who would never have had the chance to play the game that we all love. So that program has been very special to us. Another charity of choice has been Camp Good Times. The camp is located in the Fraser Valley and is run by the Canadian Cancer Society, and offers a fun and recreational experience for young children with cancer. When you think of cancer, you tend to think of the adult community. But having been to the camp and seeing hundreds of kids running around that have been stricken by this dreaded disease is shocking. And over the years, the alumni has provided more than $300,000 in support of this extremely worthwhile cause. These are just a few of the many charities that the alumni supported or supports, and including, of course, the Canuck for Kids Fund and the Canucks Autism Network. The alumni has also been a strong advocate of our youth combining their sport and education. The alumni has and continues to provide financial assistance to both the UBC and the Simon Fraser hockey programs, as well as several other scholarship programs. The Rick Blight Scholarship is in conjunction with the Crisis Center of BC, and the scholarships are presented to young individuals who have made a major commitment to their sport and the community while managing their own mental wellness. The Larry Ashley Scholarship is in conjunction with the Canadian Athletic Therapists Association, and we have several scholarships and bursaries to boys and girls within the Pacific Coast Amateur Hockey Association. The program the alumni is most proud of is in partnership with the BC Hockey League, and has provided over $500,000 in scholarship funds to young graduates of the league who have gone on to pursue a post-secondary education while playing hockey at the college level. Obviously, none of this is possible without the support of so many people for so many years. I want to thank first and foremost all the alumni, board members, directors, past and present, and the entire alumni membership for their commitment, their dedication, and their continued support over all these years. Many of the alumni here tonight, and again, a big thank you to you for being here. I want to thank the Canuck ownership and the management. Pat Quinn. When Pat was the GM, he played a major role in taking the alumni to the next level. And right up to these final few weeks, he would call and ask what he could do to help the alumni. Brian Burke. Whenever I had to go ask Berkey for something, it was like walking on eggshells. But whenever you made the ask, he was all in, and he couldn't do enough to help. Same could be said for Davey Nonis, Mike Gillis, and of course Trevor Linden, who continues to support all the alumni's efforts. I want to extend a special thank you to our corporate sponsors, our corporate partners, and our many sponsors whose financial support has allowed the Canuck alumni to grow into a major charitable organization that has been recognized throughout the entire National Hockey League, as well as the many businesses and communities in British Columbia. I'm extremely pleased to have my family here tonight and share this honor. There's Brett and Sean and our 3-year-old grandson up from Houston, Texas. Jody and Paul here from Winnipeg, and one of the greatest hockey fan ever, and my best friend, our daughter Dale. And of course, my lovely wife Margie, of almost 49 years, who has been who's been an important part of the alumni family for over 40 of those years. I've often said that when you volunteer for something that you truly believe in, you don't ask for or expect anything in return. You just hope that your time and effort is appreciated. And tonight, to be inducted into the BC Hockey Hall of Fame is the ultimate gift of appreciation, and I'm truly thankful. Thank you.